Okay, here's a very important piece of information I found while scanning the manual. To import sounds, all sounds must have a 48K sampling rate, 16-bit, and 1 channel. So this means you can only import mono sounds into this device. That doesn't mean that you can't pan them, but it will not accept a 2-channel file. So I'm going to have to create some mono samples with these specs, and then I'll show you what's next. All right, now I want to show you how to convert your files to mono using Audacity. So just open up your WAV file in Audacity, make sure it's already the correct sample rate. I have mine 48,000 Hertz, as you can see here. And then just click on this little drop-down arrow that's on the top here of the WAV, not up here in Audacity, but right here. Click that, and then you're going to click Split Stereo to Mono. Now what this does, it basically just creates 2 mono tracks. So if I play this back, you're gonna hear a mono sound. Sorry, that was really loud. You're gonna hear a mono sound. So now all we have to do, since it's a mono sound, we're just gonna go to File, and then Export. Export as WAV. And then let's just save this to my desktop for now. And then Lush Synthwave A, WAV, Microsoft, save that. And it's overwriting because I did this once to test it. Now if I go to that Lush Synthwave A file that I just exported and drop that into Audacity, you can see that it actually is a mono file. So there we go. That's how you do it. Okay, so here's another bit of information that's pretty important. So in order to access the USB drive when you plug it into the device, you're gonna have to press and hold Setup and OK button together to access the memory stick option from the menus. From here, you can import and export sounds to the unit. You know, it's funny, I actually did make a video in the past about how to import samples into this device. I totally forgot that I did. But what you need to do first, actually, before you do anything on your thumb drive, you need to create a folder called pad_wave and put those files, those sample files that we had created before, your mono samples, in this folder. So do that before you even put the USB drive into the device. Make sure that when you plug in and remove the USB drive as well, that you're turning off the PD705 because it seems to have problems unless you do that. So now what I'm going to do is plug my USB stick into the device and see if I can load some samples. What I'm going to do now is hold down Setup and press OK. And that brings me to our USB menu. So now what we do is we go down to Load and just select Load Kit. Now, here's the thing. You can't import individual files. It just imports everything in the folder. So we're going to go ahead and press OK. One of them basically overwrites everything that's in the folder, the user folder, and the other one adds. So I'm going to update even though there's nothing in there. Okay, and now it's importing those loops. Now, see, the thing I'm not sure about is how to actually turn these into loops within the device, so we'll figure that out too. And then it's going to restart. Okay, let's go back to our USB menu. So Setup and OK. Okay, now we can see what I already imported here. These are the 2 loops that I imported. Now, somebody was asking in one of the previous videos, how do you delete waves off of the device? And this is how you do it, actually. Here, you might think that this is showing you the USB, but it's not. It's actually showing you the internal memory of the device. So all you do to delete is you just highlight the one you want to delete and just press select, and then it will say delete wave, and you could say single or all. So you can either delete the one wave file or just delete all of them out of your internal memory right here in this screen. So yeah, it's not very clear in the manual, but that's how you do it. What I'm going to do here is actually go back to program number 1, which is just the basic rock kit, and we're going to edit this one. So what I want to do then is go down to wave. If we tap a pad, it'll show you which sample is assigned to that. So I want to put my first sample up here on this top corner trigger. So what I'm going to do is hit that, and then I'm going to select my wave. If I just start turning the dial here and go all the way down to the bottom, you'll see your imported files. So there's Lush Synthwave A and Lush Synthwave B. I'm going to go ahead and press OK on that. Now let's hear if this works. Yeah, there it is. But what I need to do is turn that into a loop, which I don't know how to do that yet. So I'm going to pause the video, figure it out, and then I'll tell you guys. Okay, I got this figured out. So what we do, it's a little misleading actually, because you would think you would want to go to the loop menu to set this up, but that's actually not true. The loop menu is what you do if you want to create a MIDI loop, basically a recording of yourself playing. Now, you could do that. That's one way to do it, but that for just a one-shot sample that you want to loop over and over, there's a much easier way to do it. What you do is you just arrow down until you get all the way down to Advanced 2, and you can see right here we have pad mode. So if we just press select and go to pad mode, then press our plus and minus symbols, you can select how many times you want it to loop, or you can have it go infinitely, which is what I'm going to do right now. I'm not sure if I hit it again if that'll turn it off, but we'll see. So we just press OK. And now if I go back to my main kit where we were doing all of our edits, rock kit, now it should loop. Yep. All right, let's see if this shuts it off. And it does. Okay, that's exactly what I want. Very cool. All right, now I want to import my other loop. So let's go ahead and do that. Arrow down to wave. And now, same thing. I just scroll all the way to the bottom and select Lush Synth Wave 2, or B, rather. Whatever you named them. Okay, now I can go back to Kit. Actually, no, first I want to go to Advanced 2 and turn it to pad mode, switch loop to infinite. Oh, okay, so here's what I want to do too. I want to turn on pad groups, or mute groups. So if I have both of my samples assigned to mute group, now that keeps them from playing at the same time, which is what I want to do. So let's go ahead and make sure that, let's go back here, press OK. I just wanted to make sure I have both of them in that mute group. And yeah, it is in mute group number 1. So go back to Kit, and let's hear how this sounds.